to my YouTube channel, Hey Adam G, your online quinspirational talk show. This afternoon, I have a very special guest. I guess she needs no further introduction, as she really made us proud with her stellar performance in Miss World a few months ago. And now, let's catch up with her as she prepares for the finals again. So here she is. Please welcome her on the show, Miss World Philippines 2021 in Cebu's finest, Tracy Maureen Perez. Hi, Tracy.
Hey Adam, thank you for having me this afternoon. Hello to all our viewers from all over the world. And to those who woke up early just to watch us, thank you so much po. I hope you enjoy.
So, kamusta ka na, Tracy? Do you feel like you're on top of the world? That world with everything that's happening to you right now, with all the buzz surrounding about your candidacy right now.
Well, Adam, to be very honest, I don't let it get to me. Like that's how I always stay grounded and stay in my game. I just treat myself talaga as a normal person, as normal as I can be. So take it one day at a time, and at the same time be very grateful for every opportunity that I'm getting and every support that I'm getting then. And while preparing for my upcoming pageant and my upcoming competition.
Yeah, no. So parang you're still competing, no? Talaga.
It's been so long. Yun yung feeling ko. Pero let's do this.
So, welcome back. Ang tagal mong nawala.
Mm-mm.
2 months
Almost
ba?
two months.
More than 2 months or almost 2 months. So, what did you miss mostly about our country?
Well, of course, aside from my family and friends, of course, yung food. And, well, I stayed in Puerto Rico for a month. And then I stayed in the States with my tita and tito in Oceanside. So super different the weather. It's so hot in Puerto Rico, just like in the Philippines. And I'm not used to the cold. It's my first time in the US, by the way. And it's my first time really experiencing the cold. And I cannot say that I like it very much. I still like our weather here. So definitely I miss the weather. I miss the food. It's been a while since I ate rice. So ayun, I'm food tripping. While
Uy,
getting ready.
food tripping at even up until this time, a month before or like almost a month before, you're
I trust
going back.
my metabolism. And I need to eat. It gives me energy. So, whatever natin yan.
Pilip naman ako sa metabolism mo, girl. Parang pera
Well,
ng
pagod kasi
metabolism mo.
Adam.
Gusto ko
So,
rin yan.
nag-yo-yo.
I,
But, yun. I trust my body.
that's nice. Ang swerte mo. Bihira lang yung mga katulad mo na who can eat anything and still have that
But still,
figure.
but still, I try to look after what I eat. I don't eat naman super unhealthy food. Just in moderation lang po.
At least for now.
For now.
For now. Wait, before we proceed with our interview, a lot of viewers are tuned in, so let's try to engage some of them. Emmanuel Calibre, can you see the comment section there? You can. Hi, good afternoon.
I can't see the comments
Okay,
for some.
all
No, I
right.
see.
Emmanuel Calibre is saying good afternoon. Maayong hapon. Earl Jandayan is saying,
Ano hapon,
Chini,
guys?
Matthew Andre Fajardo, good luck, Queen. Go get that crown.
Thank you.
Ayan, may sinabi sa'yo. Parang inaaway ka dito.
Brother,
Sabi
I
niya.
see the comments now. I think yung pinipicture.
Yeah. Lemuel Buenaventura Tayag is saying, I never even knew she was back in the Philippines until she had a recent press con. So
Oh, yes.
when did you
That
go
was
back
supposed to
again?
be that way.
Oh, all right. All right. Maayong hapon sa inyo, Softy.
Ayong hapon.
Ken Vincent is also saying likewise. Also, Christian Malaran and Dave Batiste saying love from Becky's of Pageantry. Uy, thank you guys for watching. Yeah, and Ian Saldivar El Chico. Good luck, Queen.
Thank you.
Diba?
Thank you,
So,
Adam.
So, maraming salamat guys for tuning in. So, ayun. Feeling ko hiyang-nahiyang ka sa Puerto Rico. Oh, look at you right now. There's this
Thank
certain glow that you are having that you are having since arriving back from Puerto Rico. Napansin mo 'yon? Pati yung mga
uh,
photos nung press con mo, yung yellow outfit mo nakaganon ka sa ano, nagpasabog ka with Francis Chi, parang
Random
there,
shoot lang
yeah.
yun, but it worked out really well.
All right. Glidel is asking, nasa Puerto Rico ka pa ba?
Nasa
The
Puerto
answer
Rico
is
na ako.
no.
No, I just got home and then babalik ako ng Puerto Rico hopefully by first week of March.
Yeah. Hopefully by March.
By
Diba?
March.
So, they all agree with me. Iba yung aura niya, oh. Mukhang handa na talagang masungkit ang corona.
Oh,
Sheesh! Matthew Andre Fajardo is saying.
thank you, Matthew.
And then,
I hope so too.
ganda talaga niya. Aldwin Fajardo is also saying. And lastly, um, Advanced Valentine's Day, Adam and Queen Tracy. Good luck on your journey towards the crown. So, ang dami nilang nanonood. My gosh. So, last one na talaga. Good luck po. Kunin na ang corona. Bring home the second Miss World crown. She is glowing. The aura screams Miss World. Care to share why? Nasa food
Ah,
daw eh. Just.
well, well, ako, I just try to keep a positive mindset despite everything. Kasi, of course, whatever we feed our mind, it shows. So, try to be happy all the time. Kahit mahirap, kahit sobrang daming challenges. It's up to us how we react.
Laban. Yeah, I agree. So speaking of that, coming in Miss World, right? Which challenges did you feel you would excel the most?
Hmm, well, to be honest, Adam, I had so much expectations for the head-to-head challenge. Like, I had high hopes myself. Kasi even in Miss World Philippines, I think I did a good job during the head-to-head challenge in our national pageant. And it's something that I was really training hard for. And watching the past head-to-head challenges, I realized that it's really more about talking about yourself. And if you know yourself 100%, then it wouldn't be really hard to share that to people, to share your experiences, to share your stories. And that's, I think, what I did during the Miss World competition.
Did you expect to get that feedback from a lot of people, even the reigning Miss World winner herself, si Miss Jamaica, Tony Ann Singh? Talaga, we were so blown away with your performance there
I did
during
not
the first
expect.
round.
I did not expect, to be honest. I Going back, I'm not that kind of person to really set expectations. I don't do that. But I was hoping for the best, and I just did my best. I tried to show them my personality and to show them that I'm really in there to do my best and to hopefully win the second crown for the Philippines. And I just try to enjoy every moment. I don't put so much pressure myself because most of the time that's when we don't perform our best. So I just let it all go.
Alam talaga namin na talagang you would really kill it. Pero we really did not expect it that you would really blow us away with your performance. Kasi we've always known you to be a good communicator, but we never knew that you were such a great storyteller. So kasi magkaiba yun eh. Yung nagkukwento ka even in English, pero nadadala mo pa rin kami. Alam mo yun? So I feel like it's a gift itself. So I
Wow.
wonder, where did you get that? How did you get that gift for storytelling?
Well, I'm not sure. I'm not so sure myself. Uh, for example, when you ask me about my life story, it's something that comes out naturally to me. Like, I would remember my past experiences, how my life was when I was still in the province, and how my life was growing up. So again, it comes out naturally to me when I talk to you about my life, and it's something that I also enjoy doing. So I just keep doing me, and hope for the best.
True. Alam mo, may nagsasabi dito, matagal ko na rin itong nakukuhang comment since you arrived back. Wait, may hawig siya kay Catriona. Ako lang ba? Sabi ni Joven Pasagui.
Joven. Oh,
See,
thank
I told
you.
you, may glow talaga eh. Na-imbibe mo na yung Miss World glow. 'Di ba?
Thank
So,
you.
she's a miracle. You're a
Yung
miracle
tubig
girl.
ng Puerto Rico.
Ano na? Sorry, I didn't hear that.
Ang tubig ng Puerto Rico.
Talaga. Oo nga, feeling ko lahat ng mga nakatira doon, ang jojosa, ang gagwapo. 'Di ba? So,
Oo.
ayan,
Yeah.
as ito, humirit pa sila. Sabi ni Mark Anthony, boses pa lang, Catriona na. 'Di ba? 'Di ba na ano na nila eh, parang sabi oh nga kasi 'di ba the more they hear you speak talaga oh my gosh she's so engaging she really speaks with conviction talaga so talagang lahat talaga napahanga mo and apart from your stellar performance in head to head challenge you also held your own during the top model challenge ito yung dress na sinuot mo so talagang alam mo yon ito
Ay!
yeah. So, what made you wear this beautiful yellow gown by Sir Pablo Mendes? Because for me, if you ask my opinion, it was so high fashion, which transformed you to a high couture model. And at the same time, you were able to showcase our fashion through that outfit. Ang ganda lang talaga. Anong tawag ko sa sleeves na yan?
Hindi ko alam exactly how you call the sleeves, but the inspiration of that gown is our ilang-ilang flower. And well, I for one, I really trust the creatives behind my competition, behind my journey in Miss World Philippines and in Miss World. And Tito Ricoy, Pablo Mendez, is also the same designer who did my gown for the finals and for the top model in Miss World Philippines. And I really wanted to also wear the same creation, the same design, the same designer, and bring them to the Miss World competition. So I trust Tito Ricoy. We have the same vision, and I know that he trusts me too. And I'm very happy that he trusted me once again to wear his beautiful design. So I just really wanted to wear something very Filipino, but at the same time different. And I wanted the yellow color because I think I've never worn yellow during my national competition. So it's something different even for me. And it really complements my skin tone too. Even the Puerto Ricans and my co-candidates in Miss World, they told me the same thing, that I was glowing, that I was shining during the top model competition.
So, will we expect the same pasabog for your finals gown next month?
Yes. Yes.
Any hints? As early as now?
Yes. Guys, it is a masterpiece.
Yun lang pwede niya masabi sa atin. It's going to be a
Well, it's all made from the
masterpiece.
heart. Like every person that I've worked with, I have a deep connection with them. They have been my friends for the longest time. So it goes beyond just working with them for Miss World, but the friendship is there as well.
Speaking of friendship, someone's asking here, who are your closest candidates po, Miss Tracy sa Miss World? Clara Banlag is asking.
I'm closest with Miss Cote d'Ivoire, Miss Somalia, and Miss Tunisia. Well, I'm really close with my teammates. We're all from the blue team. We're divided into groups, and we're about 22 in my group. I'm the only Asian, by the way, so I'm closest to those three. Those are my top three. I'm always with them.
Tunisia, Somalia, and
And
who
Cote
else was
d'Ivoire.
the other? Cote d'Ivoire. O,
Yes.
diba? So, that's nice, no? So, are you still communicating with one another even now that you haven't been seeing each other?
We do have a group chat, and from time to time, we send personal messages. We try to keep in touch.
That's nice. I can't wait for you. Sino ba? Kayong dalawa na lang yata ni Cote d'Ivoire yung magkikita ulit
Miss
sa
Somalia is
top
also
part.
there.
Oh
She's
yeah,
also
Miss
in the group.
Somalia. Oh, I love Miss Somalia. I really love her. Actually, yeah. Actually, the first time I got to really see her was during her moment with Miss Julia Morley. Dung impromptu press con niyo dun sa outdoor sa kung saan kayo kumakain palagi. Parang feeling ko doon kayo
In Mirador,
nag-press con
yeah.
nun eh. Yeah, so speaking of Julia Morley, how was it finally meeting her?
Oh, it was surprising to be honest because looking at her in the photos, it's so much different. I felt like siguro I had a feeling na baka mataray siya or maybe she's a little bit strict. But in person, she's actually very, very nice. She has this motherly vibe and it just draws you so much closer to her. Even if we don't really talk to her up close, like if even if we rarely see her, we always feel her presence. And she randomly arrives in our practices. I know that she's watching us from time to time.
That's nice. Yeah, I can relate with you. Ayan na naman ako sa I can relate with you. Kala mo naman candidate. Remember kasi 2 years ago, Mr. World was held here.
Oh yeah.
So, tapos yun, so I was covering them from time to time. And nakikita ko nga siya, madali siyang lapitan. She's very approachable. Kahit pwede mo
Mhm.
siyang lapitan even sa buffet table. Kasi yung buffet table yung buffet area ng Novotel kasi 'di ba nasa lobby din. So pwede mo siya talagang kausapin and she's very nice. She always has this huge smile
All the
once you
time.
greet her. 'Di ba? So, how did you feel? So siguro all the more your admiration for Julia when your
Yes,
Diwa
definitely. It's
project
very
was
rocket
definite.
it was amazing meeting her. And I remember the very first close encounter I had with her was during the talent auditions. So I remember her being one of the judges, and she was always very patient with the candidates because most of the time they set a time limit for each girl. But then there was this one candidate, she wasn't able to finish her entire performance, and they were already telling her to stop. But then Miss Julia said, "Oh no, no, no! Let her start from the top. Let her finish her talent piece." And so everybody waited and everybody was able to witness how she would have wanted to showcase her talent, and I think that's very kind of her. And yeah, the candidate was very, very happy. She was about to cry at first, but then Miss Julia said, "Oh no, you can do it. You can start from the top and you can finish your dance piece."
She's really the heart and soul of the
Mm.
Beauty with a Purpose program, or she's the living embodiment
No.
of her slogan. No, talagang she really radiates with so much kindness and generosity. No, so yeah, so nakakatuwa. So manifesting manifesting Miss World 2021-2022 from RJ Largo. So yun na nga, yun na kwento mo, di ba? You mentioned about your auditions, how you were figuring in all these competitions with your fellow sisters. At what point did you realize during the competition na, may laban ako?
Hmm. When is it? Exactly. But Adam, going into the competition, again, I had high hopes. At the same time, I was also trying to look at the competition around, trying to feel everything. During the first 2 weeks was the hardest for me. It was a time of adjustment for me. And I didn't, even if Miss World Philippines has the exact same format as the Miss World competition, it's actually a very different experience when you're already in there competing and being alone by yourself and carrying all with you the pressure, the want for doing your best, the want to really showcase the best of the Philippines. And for me, I admit that I had a slow start. The very first auditions was the talent, and after the talent, it was sports challenge, and we also had the top model competition. It was only when we had the head to head challenge, the first round of head to head challenge, where I felt, oh, I think I can do this. Because although the first round was voting, I admit I was a bit scared that I wouldn't go through the second round because it was voting. Because of course that is really not up to me. If it were up to my performance, I think I would have made it. I think I had a good chance of making it to the round two. But then it was voting, so I was just really praying for the best. I was praying that my my kababayans will vote for me so that I could make it to the second round. And I'm very happy that they did. I was able to show even more what I could offer, what I'm made of, what I'm fighting for. And during the second round of the head-to-head challenge, very it was a fulfilling experience for me. Like I was very very nervous. To add to that, it was so cold in the room, and again, I don't like the cold, so it was such a struggle for me to even speak a word. So I really held my ground. I told myself, just make it to the 2 minutes time limit, and it will be all good. Just speak from the heart, speak from your experience, speak about what you came there for, and yun, it paid off finally.
Kung kinakabahan ka nung moment na yun, hindi namin naramdaman. Because you were really pouring your heart out during your moment there. I feel like that was your most defining moment throughout the entire month-long competition. Na parang, alam mo yun, yung parang pag nagsasalita ka talaga, nadadala mo talaga kami. Talagang you get everyone hooked with your storytelling. So talagang I won't be surprised if after your reign, you might become a TV host or alam mo yun, talagang you really have a gift of gab. So nurture that gift. Sobrang ano mo talaga may alam mo yun, parang maski ako kahit hindi kita kilala, magkwento ka lang, maaantig talaga yung puso mo. That's really a gift. You're not just a great communicator talaga. So wow, we're
Oh, thank
really
you. That means so
amazed.
much to me, Adam. Thank you. Thank you so much.
'Di ba? So given that um ito nga 'di ba, sabi mo kanina na the voting was not up to you, pero the whole Filipino fandom really rallied behind you. Did you get overwhelmed or expect this huge amount of love from the Filipino people in your Miss World journey, whether on or off social media?
Well, again, I did not expect, but I was hoping that that the Philippines would support me, the Filipinos would support me. I admit that going into the competition, I didn't have as much support. There were also doubters. There were people asking me, or even asking the organization why I was chosen as the representative. And for me, that's normal. It always happens anywhere and in every competition. So I went there. I went into the competition just with an open heart and with an open mind, and to just really give out my best, because I know that no matter what happens, if I just pour my heart, pour my soul into everything that I do, again, it will just pay off in the end. They will see the real me. They will see what I'm made of. So I'm very happy that finally, with all my hard work and consistency, I was able to convince the Filipinos that I'm also deserving of the support. So thank you
Yeah,
guys. Thank you for believing in me. Thank you for hearing me out. Thank you for hearing my story and the story of the single moms too. And I know that I've made it happen for them. Somehow I was able to open meaningful conversations about those that we don't normally talk about. So coming into the competition, I know I've fulfilled something, I've achieved something, and that already is a win for me. It's enough for me.
yeah. Even someone's commenting here, Dave Baptiste, he's saying even Megan Young was touched by your speech. And even the Filipino community, when you mentioned during your press con last time, was really very helpful
The
with you
Filipino
all
community,
throughout
yes.
your journey, no? Kalat talaga mga Pinoy all over the world, no? Nagulat ka ba na
Oo.
parang meron palang Filipino community rin pala sa Puerto Rico?
Pero konti lang sila. I think there are only about 50 families in the whole Puerto Rico. And in the venue itself, about 10 families. And I was able to meet most of them.
That's nice. So, oo nga eh. Tapos ito yung nakita kong picture, 'di ba? Kasama mo pang binisita ka pa ni Gazini doon.
Oo, kasi
Ah,
she really wanted to watch the competition. She was just in the States, so ayun, she wanted to just go visit Puerto Rico and watch my final show. Pero unfortunately, it got
Di
postponed.
natuloy.
Mm-mm.
So speaking of our support, whether on or off social media, someone's asking here, kasi nga may bago na namang challenge ang Miss World, di ba? So
Mm-mm.
sabi niya,
Yes.
Adam, can you ask her the mechanics about the digital media challenge? Kasi up
Mm-mm.
until now, marami kasing nalilito kung ano ba dapat talaga ang gagawin.
Mm-mm. Okay. Thank you guys for asking and for giving me this opportunity to actually explain it. Um, So apparently, every single one of us, the top 40, we will be given our own website that will be linked to the official Miss World website too. We will be having access to the back end of the website where we can edit, we can add our own content. It will be up to us what we put in there. But at the same time, I think the organization also wants engagement. I think there is a way for them to see how many people actually visit our website. I'm not very sure if there's an option for us to leave comments or to leave messages because up to now the website is still in the works. My access is still being worked out, and we're still because it's a new website. It's an entirely new website. I think they partnered with a platform this time, and we are still in communication as to how to go about it exactly. But we're 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 doing what we can so that the website will be live in the coming days.
So for now, wala siyang online voting
I don't think
involved.
there's going to be online voting. It's just going to be purely engagements. I think there's a way, again, there's a way for them to check how much engagements we actually have, how many people would visit the link, to click the link, and then things like that. It's very high tech.
We can't
But
wait.
if
Oh,
there's going
guys,
to be voting, I will make sure to let you guys know. But as of now, it's purely engagement. It's we will be judged based on the content, what we post, the story that we tell, and the amount of engagements that we can bring to our website. It's gonna be our own personal website.
so for sure, eto ka, after the interview or even after that announcement was made, so con todo, ano ka na, um, revving up your social media skills in
Mm-mm.
producing that
But
content for your
it's a
website.
very it looks so much different from a normal social media platform. So it takes a little bit of getting used to. It's basically just creating our own website. So I'm not really that techy. So I'm still trying to figure out things. But we will get there. And I will update you guys once the website is live.
Yes. Guys, supportahan natin siya ha. Let's bring more engagement to her website in Miss World soon. Kasi if Tracy wins this award, this special award, she automatically advances to top
To the
12.
top 12. Yes, that's
That
correct.
easy. Diba? So, eto naman, may tanong ulit si Lemuel. Ang dami nilang nanonood sa atin. I thought we will just be talking to each other through this on this live chat. Sabi niya, Adam, kwento ka naman about dances of the world. Will the top 40 be doing the dances of the world in Puerto Rico? Looking forward to seeing Tracy strut her nat cause on stage.
Hmm, well, I'm not even sure if we're allowed to say it, but we did film the national costume. So just a sneak peek, I have two national costumes. We made two. Yes, I have two. Still from the same. It's basically the same design, but one is the full-on costume and one is a baby costume, which I can dance around. Yes. So you guys still haven't seen the other costume because it was sent to me when I was already in Puerto Rico. So that's how amazing my team are. My designer specifically, Miss Axel Kwe from Cebu, my national costume designer. So she made my second costume in about 2 3 days, I guess, if I'm not mistaken. And they had it sent to Puerto Rico so that I can dance with it. Because this time, the format is quite different from the normal dances of the world. I don't think I can tell you guys yet. I don't want to disclose anything very specific, but it's different from what we're used to seeing in the Miss World stage. So watch out for it.
Girl, ang bongga mo. Ngayon lang ako nakarinig na dalawa ang national costume na binitbit ng candidate natin sa
We're
Miss
being
World.
extra right now, but we want to give our best.
Is there a story behind it? Kasi kakaiba. Talaga, talaga. Nga ako
Mm-mm.
parang, kasi ako sabihin ko sa'yo kinikilabutan ako right now as I talk to you right now. Kasi I feel like Dances is the World is like such a telling segment or crucial segment in the finals of Miss World. Normally, whichever candidate is being given a spotlight there, parang is
It's
a
kind of like a sign.
precursor,
Oo.
is a sign, is a telling sign that she
Mm.
would, she would really do well further in the competition. So, ah, so akala namin narampa ka doon sa violet na national costume mo. So hindi pala. So you're gonna be so kinikilig ako. Running out
Speechless.
of words. Yes, seryoso ako kasi parang the last time na we had such a moment there was Megan Young, of course. She won Miss World. And then si Michelle D rin, 'di ba? Sumayaw din siya ng Dances of the World. So lang ako, nagugulat ako. Parang guys, narinig niyo yun ha? Iba ang national costume niya sa Dances of the World. Bukod doon sa sinuot niya, as compared doon sa sinuot niya sa mga photo shoots niya for the segment of the competition. Nako, Diyos ko, ang ganda. Ayoko na lang batiin masyado, but wow. By the way, Mars Francis also watching us. Hi,
Hello,
Mars!
Martin.
Kamusta ka na? Kinikilabutan ako sa'yo, Tracy. Thank you for revealing that. So, wow. Gusto ko sana
Kaya ko
sabihin,
pala na-share yan, but yes, I have to.
gusto ko pa parang gusto ko magbigay ng insights ko about it, why you probably have another new national costume, pero wag na, baka baka mali yung iniisip ko, pero it's something really positive. Pinipigilan ko lang talaga yung sarili ko. So speaking of that, now that you mentioned that you have a different national costume, so now that you guys are on break right now and given the short break before the finals, do you bukod sa national costume mo, are there any changes to your game plan in terms of what to expect for the finals? Sasasayaw ka rin,
Hmm. Well, as to the format, I think it's gonna be quite different since I think it's the first time that only 40 candidates are gonna be in the final show. So I'm just being open to any changes as of now. I'm still trying to recall everything that we practiced because we already did all the technical rehearsals, the flow, the final flow of the supposed final flow of the competition. But now I'm just trying to just tell myself that I have to be ready for anything. And at the same time, just keep doing everything that I have been doing in the past. I've already figured out what had worked for me when I was in Puerto Rico. And definitely I'm going to do the same things, but just add a little bit more effort, more heart, more everything. Being extra is always okay when it's for a good reason.
true ka dyan. I love what you said, being extra. Feeling ko, yung pagiging extra mo, showcase mo yan dito sa mga OOTDs mo sa Puerto Rico. Kasi you know why? What's interesting about your journey here in Miss World is that I feel you are the most highly stylized candidate na MWP na we have ever sent to Miss World. Na, 'di ba? How were you able to conceptualize that? Na parang may backstory bawat yung outfit mo every time rumarampa ka for a photo shoot or for just a simple OOTD. Kasi napansin ko sa Miss World usually, 'di ba? Miss World, prim and proper dapat ang mga outfit mo. Pero at the same time, ikaw, you were so fashionable with it, yet you were still able to hit the peg for Miss World.
Oh, thank you, Adam. Well, it's a matter of, first of all, trusting the creatives behind, trusting your team, and also being able to communicate with them what I really want for myself. It's compromising and meeting them halfway. Because me, I have a certain image that I want to portray. I don't like very daring stuff. I've always been conservative myself, but at the same time, I also believe in experimenting. I don't really want to stick on just one look because I think that I can be diverse. And that is something that I also want to bring to the Miss World competition, that it doesn't really have to look the same all the time. And even if we experiment, it's a matter of how you carry yourself. If you still carry yourself in a way that is still prim and proper, that is still queenly, then that's what matters the most. That is still what they see. So I think it's how I carried the outfits and the designs of various designers from Mindanao, from Cebu, and from Luzon also.
You know what? I'm learning so much from you. Kasi usually, nagulat ako sa sinabi mo, experimenting. Kasi usually, di ba, dapat pag mga ganitong panahon, alam mo na dapat yung style mo, di ba? Wala ka ng time mag-experiment kasi it's gonna be a hit or miss. But you, parang, it's a different story. You put a different spin to it. Na
It's
parang,
a huge
the point.
risk, but it worked out in our favor naman. So I'm very happy.
So speaking of outfits, how many luggages will you be bringing uli to Puerto Rico soon?
Well, the last time I brought 10, I had 10 luggages. This time I'm not very sure because I actually left some of my luggages in Puerto Rico, in the Filipino community there. I've been really close with them. I still keep in touch with them from time to time. And also to save from the expenses of having to pay for the extra luggages. So I made sure that all the things that I will still be using and I will be wearing, I made sure that they're already safe in Puerto Rico. So this time I guess I'll just bring my personal luggage with me, my carry-on. So about six. We'll see.
Wow. Kailangan ever ready pa rin eh, 'di ba? Kasi siyempre 'pag ikaw yung nakoronahan o edi 'di ba? At least handa ka, 'di ba?
It doesn't
So,
it doesn't hurt to prepare. It doesn't hurt to be extra.
'di ba? So, now we go now to our second part of the interview. We'll ask you deeper questions about your journey, especially alam mo yon kasi feeling ko you really had a great time in Puerto Rico. So, during your pageant journey, let's face it, you were so far away from us. Ang layo ng Puerto Rico sa Pilipinas. And with the outbreak still happening, you can't really socialize with a lot of people. Diba? Plus, you were so away with your family. So how does one like you maintain your strong mental fortitude during a pageant which was held away, which was held so far away from our country?
First of all, it was very hard. I'll be honest. It's hard to maintain that mental fortitude, as you say, because of course we long for our home, our friends, our families. But what really kept me going is me telling myself that I went there for a reason. That I first of all dreamt of representing my country in the international stage. That has always been one of my biggest dreams. And now that I've actually fulfilled it, now that I'm actually being given the chance to be in there, all I have to do is to really focus on my goal, focus on doing my best for my country. If I go there just thinking of myself, it will be hard. I wouldn't last a month. So just reminding myself that every day is a competition, that every single day I'm doing it for the greater good, then it gives me enough reason to get up in the morning, to tell myself that I can do it, and to remind myself that I have supporters even if I'm far away from home. That them sending me their messages, them sending me all their love and all their support, that's already enough reason for me to keep fighting. So that gives me the mental fortitude that I need to keep going on.
I love that. I love that. Na talagang you're basking in the support of everyone else para to really shield you or protect you talaga with what you're going through. Especially, mga kalaban mo, almost 100 candidates lang naman, di ba? Di ba? So, does it help ba since you are already a seasoned candidate, do you think your prior experiences also help you with your mental toughness? Kasi let's face it, kung newbie ka, I don't kung newbie, let's say ang naging representative namin, I don't think she can withstand the pressure, the bashing coming from from the fans to to push through with the competition. So how were you able to adapt to the changes going around you during your time in Puerto Rico?
Well, definitely, it really helped that, as you said, I'm a seasoned candidate. As much as possible, I try to gain learnings and lessons from all the experiences I've had in the past. And me failing a few times, me having people who don't believe in me, and at the same time, people who believe in me, I was able to already gain that character and attitude that I need to really withstand everything. It's hard. It still doesn't come easy, even up to this point. But I always just try to remind myself that I'm strong enough, that any challenge that may come my way, even if it's really hard being in there, being in the competition, and not really knowing what exactly to expect and what exactly we will be facing for the day, I know that I've already gained all the experiences that I need, all the learnings that I need to get through everything. And that's enough for me.
True. Yeah. And alam mo ha, napansin ko rin sa'yo, isa ba sa mga learnings mo rin is hindi pumatol sa mga bashers mo on social media because I noticed yung etiquette mo. I'm really impressed with your etiquette in terms of how you behave yourself on social media na pansin ko wala ka talagang pinapatulan na basher doon. So, I wonder, how do you handle negative feedback?
How I handle well, I try not to read all the comments. I try, but I do get that it is also very important that we respect each other's opinion. I do respect them if they think that there are still so many things that I have to work on, because I do know that for a fact too, that I still have a long way to go. There are still so many things that I can do more, that I can do better. So the key is to really strive for continuous improvement myself. And handling negative feedback in a way for me is a learning experience. It's about me telling myself that it's nothing personal, that it's them wanting me to give more, to give a better performance. And me being in a competition, I've already accepted it from the very beginning that I will be subjected to the public eye, to criticisms, and I accepted that fully. I am okay with that. Again, I know that I have clear goals, and if it helps me reach my goal, then I am willing to take any criticism.
Tapang, ang tapang mo. I love your attitude. Yeah, sobra. Alam mo na, one telling thing na nag-struck to sa akin sa sinabi mo is sabi mo, I try to still see what the fans are saying about me from time to time. How important is it to solicit fan feedback from your performances in your pageant? Hindi ba pwedeng, since social media involves a lot of bashing nowadays, can't you parang seclude yourself lang or parang limit the feedback coming to you from your team para to protect your mental fortitude?
But for me, there's a timing for everything. While it is very important that I subject myself only to the feedback of those closest to me, I do that when it really matters the most, when it's already towards the peak of the competition. But during the very beginning, I think it's just right and it's okay to actually read through the comments and see what the fans are saying. It's also important that I keep an open mind and again be open to what other people has to say about my performance, because that is the only way that I can grow more. That I will still have time. I will have enough time to adjust and to give myself that space to satisfy the needs and what the fans actually prefer. But towards the end, it is very important, just what you said, it's very important that I keep my circle very small, especially a week before the finals night. Because when you're already in there, when you're competing, and when you know that the time is already running out, of course, you will start to think of so many things all at the same time. And it can be overwhelming sometimes. So that is the perfect time that you actually close off, try to step back, and only listen to the people who really matter to you.
Yeah, I love that you really have such a strong mental fortitude. So I wonder, was there a time in your Miss World journey that you were down naman or saw a fellow contestant down instead? And if ever, how did you able to conquer that or help that person to conquer that challenge?
Well, I'd like to share my personal experience. Uh, to be honest, after the top model competition, I was really hurt because again I was trying to read through comments, and unfortunately there were also videos coming out. I just kept on waving. I kept on waving on the side, and a lot of people were thinking that that was my actual performance during the top model competition. So people were saying, "Oh, that's why she didn't make it because she just kept on waving. She just kept on waving, and she did not even do what a model should be doing." And I thought to myself, "Oh, that's not the whole video. I think it would be really best if people actually saw the footages from the Miss World competition itself." But then again, I talked to my team about it. I even opened up to my co-candidates about it that the fans are not really happy with my performance, and it got to me because I'm still well I can be vulnerable sometimes, and I can be sensitive sometimes. So from time to time I learn to pick myself up. It's okay to feel those emotions. It's important that I feel that those emotions, that I again listen to the people, listen to what they have to say, but at the same time I don't let it affect me 100%. It's okay that I get sad today, but tomorrow I know that it's all in the past, that I can't really change the results that were given during the top model competition. But what I can do is do better. And that's what I did.
Alam mo, ang galing talaga ng mindset mo. Wala akong masabi. Kasi especially now, you're up against 96 equally gorgeous girls, di ba? And when you, let's face it, when you are competing against a lot of beautiful women, minsan talaga may insecure ka or nakaka-trigger talaga ng insecurity. So, what's your message to your fellow contestants or any other aspiring queens who are still starting to feel inadequate about themselves?
Well, Adam, that's very normal. Like, that's human of us to feel inadequate sometimes, to have insecurities. I myself, I always tell everyone, my friends even, that I still feel insecure. Sometimes I doubt myself. Sometimes I ask myself if I'm enough to be a representative of our country. Sometimes I ask myself if I did well in the competition. And again, that's okay. As long as we tell ourselves that if we made a mistake, if we had failures in the past, we just have to learn from them. And also, Adam, it's very important that we practice self love. We don't, it is a topic that we often talk about during these times. But sometimes when you're alone, when no one is clapping for you, no one is telling you to go on, that's the best time that we tell ourselves that we're doing good, that we're doing what we can, and that we learn to clap for ourselves. We learn to be proud of ourselves, no matter if not a lot of people are doing it for you. You have to be there for yourself first.
So, importante talaga 'no, na talagang bago ka sumabak sa ganitong katinting competition talaga, matindi talaga yung kailangan ano ka na talaga, tough ka talaga in all aspects. Hindi lang physically but also mentally, 'di ba? It's really hard. So, alam mo yun, napapansin ko nga Tracy, let's face it dito sa Pilipinas, beauty queens like you are really considered public figures. So nagigets ko yung sinasabi mo na when no one's clapping behind you, so you're left out all alone to process it all by yourself. So I wonder, is it okay for your personal lives to be criticized at the same time? Let's say, let's say you're going through something or you're dealing with the illness of a relative or a bad breakup. So I wonder, since you guys are considered such highly public figures, how do you draw the line now? What is or what is not for public consumption?
Being a public figure, being in the public eye, that becomes very hard. I get that and I accept that. But again, it's also very important that we ourselves know what we are comfortable sharing to the public. And for me, I don't think that my personal life should be for public consumption. So I'm very strict with that. And if you notice, I'm not very public. And I'm like, in my social media, I don't post a lot of private things because I want to keep it that way. I want to keep my social media for work and for showing people what I'm made of, that explaining things that I really want to show people to. But everything aside from that, anything that happens in my personal life, I want to keep them private. My family, my friends, and it's very important that we keep it that way. It can be different from one person to another, to one beauty queen to another. But I myself, I want to keep things private too because that is how I keep myself as normal as I can be. Because at the end of the day, I still want to be a normal person. Even if I do have big dreams, I want to be a beauty queen. I want to raise awareness. I want to be someone that people look up to. At the end of the day, I still want to be a normal person and I want to live a simple life too. And I think that's possible. If I choose this path, if I choose a life of becoming a public figure, I don't think that we are undeserving of having a simple, happy life. I think we have the power to do both.
Exactly. Basta you just have to know the limit behind it. Not to overshare, what to share and what not, 'di ba? So, Tracy, I'm really learning so much from your wisdom and maturity. Lahat kami napapahama mo. Grabe, the best talaga. We're wrapping up this interview in a little while. So we're just going through their comments. Keep that positive mindset, Queen. Sherry Hilario is saying, um, eto, pwede mo ko ba tanungin to sa'yo from a fan, from Dave Babiste. Which Asian delegate do you think is your tough competition, knowing Miss World will be choosing the best candidate per continent for the final five?
Wait. Um, I'd like to think that we in the Asian, we Asians have equal chances. I really don't wanna highlight just one candidate because again, Miss World is very unpredictable. And as long as we keep doing our best and we show our true selves, show them our character, again, that's the only thing that should matter. People can say that, oh, this candidate is better than this, or that I think she has better chances of winning. But again, that's the beauty of Miss World. We can never tell. We will never know until it's actually there. So I will keep that to myself and I will keep fighting and focus on my own goals and not look at my competition, but focus on what I can do and what I can do better.
Galing-galing mo na talaga sumagot. Even, alam mo yung, I was expecting you to say, to name a person, pero wow. So last few questions, just to engage them, from Ian Asidilio. My question for Miss Tracy, have you seen Miss Megan Young's comments about you? What can you say?
I've seen some comments and I myself am shocked because I don't think she was like that in the past. I don't think she was really. But knowing Miss Megan, I've met her personally once. Um, just before flying out to Puerto Rico, I met up with her and I had a talk with her. And even before meeting up with her, we have a constant communication. We keep sending messages to each other, and I do know that Miss Megan is very supportive of me. She tries to help me out in any way she can. And at first, I was also scared that she would be strict because she's already up there. She's already Megan Young. She's the only Miss World. and she will forever be our Miss World. But she's actually very kind, and the way she's helping me, the way she's being open to any conversation, any question that I may have, she's always available to talk to me. She makes herself available, and I'm very thankful for that. She actually lent me a phone. She lent me a phone that I could bring to Puerto Rico so that I could take pictures. My camera is not so good. I don't have enough. I don't even have as much storage, but and she knows that, so she made sure that she would send me phone right before flying out. She also sent me care packages. She sent me a huge mirror that I can bring to Puerto Rico with all the lights. She's being extra too, just like me. So I'm very thankful to all her help, and I hope that I could pay off all the kindness that she has shown me. Because she is definitely one of the best queens that we've ever had and will ever have.
Ang bait naman niya. Ang
Super,
bait
super,
niya. So
super.
imagine kung siguro nandoon siya ngayon sa Puerto Rico as a host or probably, backstage correspondent, siguro siya na mismo siguro ang tagakuha ng mga OOTDs mo.
Oo, but unfortunately, she couldn't be there, and I don't think she's going this March too because of the situation, because of still of the pandemic.
So what was the most meaningful advice that you've gotten from her for the competition?
She told me to be myself because again, sometimes we think that, oh, Miss World has a certain prototype. Miss World is looking for a girl who's like this and like that. But no, she told me, you know what? Being you is enough. You don't have to change. You don't have to have that certain image that you'll have to bring to Puerto Rico. Being you is the only thing that matters, because at the end of the day, they will know. They will know if you're faking it. They will know if you're just trying to be someone you're not, because they value integrity, they value honesty, they value authenticity, and that's what I'm trying to be. That's what I'm just trying to show in Puerto Rico, the real me.
And you followed all those, grabe. So what is your advice to your younger self, knowing what you know now as an adult and what you have experienced so far in Miss World?
I guess one of the biggest learnings is to just keep going and to risk that it's okay to actually risk things. Because to be honest, when I look back, I almost did not join Miss World Philippines. For those of you guys who don't know, Miss World Philippines 2021 is my third try. It's my third pageant. And I'm already 28. And at the time, we were very unsure if that's even allowed for Miss World Philippines and for Miss World. But I told myself, if I don't do this now, I will always have that question of what if. What if I joined? What if I stopped doubting myself that I can actually do it? So I risked it. I went for it, and I'm very happy with the results. Being a provinciana, it's hard to come here in the metro and just live here. It's very expensive. So it's a huge risk that I had to take. And again, I'm very happy that I was finally able to fulfill my dream, because again, doubts, uncertainties will kill dreams more than failures ever will.
So do you think that's your biggest lesson? Be a risk taker. Just believe, just have that huge leap of faith to go out for your wildest dreams in life.
I think so. I would like to say so. So for all of you out there who thinks that this is as far as we can go in life, please ask yourself once again, what is it that you really want to do most? What is it that you're passionate about? If you think that you're stuck somewhere, you're stuck at work, or doing something that you're not 100% happy of doing, then this is the best time that you take risks, have that leap of faith, and maybe one day you'll end up somewhere that you really wanted to be. And that's enough reason for you to take that risk. It will be worth it.
On that note, thank you so much. Alam mo, I learned so much from your wisdom and maturity. Grabe, no words talaga. I hope Miss World is ready to crown another Filipina soon. Just by listening at you, your gift of gab, your beauty, substance, wala na. Wala nang hahanapin pa talaga ang Miss World sa'yo. Overall package ka na talaga. So, thank you so much. Um, kulang na lang talaga ang Blue Crown. Kulang na lang talaga ang Blue Crown, sabi ni Cherry Pie Hilario. RP is also saying the same thing. Ian Acedillo, thank you for reading my comment question, and to Miss Tracy for answering my question. I appreciate it. Nakaka-touch naman po si Miss Megan Young. Good luck to you, Tracy. You have the support of the entire Filipinos. And then, yeah, hello, Tracy. Good luck. Good luck as well. So there ends it, guys. Maraming salamat, Tracy. Actually, meron pa yung mga questions, pero I am trying to ignore all your questions because just like you, Tracy and I are also clueless about what's happening, but we're very hopeful that the pageant will still push through. Let's be positive about it, diba? So let's just wait for the official announcement of Miss World. So, pero guys, let's stay positive. Nararamdaman ko na yung blue crowd natin. So, 'di ba? Laban lang tayo. So maraming salamat, Tracy. Maraming
Thank
salamat.
you, Adam.
So as my last question, can you give a message to all your followers, supporters who have been cheering for you kahit saang kapalop ng mundo, talagang nakaantabay sa mga pasabog mo sa susunod na buwan?
First of all, thank you po talaga. No, thank you is enough for me. Parang you have been there for me ever since. Kahit ilang beses man ma-postpone, or even if so many things has happened throughout the past months, you still kept the faith and you still kept believing in me. So there's one thing I can promise. I will never stop fighting. I will never get tired of fighting for our country and fighting for our second Miss World crown. It is hard. It is a long journey. There are so many uncertainties, so many things that we can't control. But I can control what I think and what I do. And I will keep giving it my 100%. I will keep giving it my all because the Philippines is worth it. All of us are worth it, guys. Thank you so much for the support. Daghang salamat sa tanan ninyo all over the world. Daghang salamat. Maraming salamat.
Thank you. You're welcome, Tracy. There you go, guys. Ito, pumipilya pa sila. Please fill in the blanks. I am Tracy Maureen Perez and I am
Miss World 2021-2022.
Let's claim it as early as now! Grabe, you're heaven sent to Philippine pageantry, Tracy, talaga. You're really changing the landscape of Philippine pageantry with your beauty and kindness talaga. Showmanship. National costume mo talaga hanggang ngayon, nakaano pa rin sa utak ko. Wow. Guys, that cause niya, may pasabog siya sa March. Abangan natin. Maraming salamat ulit, Tracy, and sorry talaga for taking your time talaga in doing this
Adam,
interview.
it's okay. I love to chika.
Maraming salamat. I hope we can make chika again after your competition. Maraming salamat to the entire Miss World Philippines organization led by Sir Tin, Sir Aldrich, Krishna for making this interview possible. Maraming salamat. And again, good luck on your upcoming journey. Bon voyage and bring home the crown. Maraming salamat ulit, Tracy. Stay safe and hydrated, and virtual hugs and kisses all the way from my office here in Manila.
Thank you so much, Adam. Thank you everyone for tuning in. Thank you. Mag-ingat po tayong lahat.
Thank you, Tracy. See you soon.
See you soon.